welcome everybody, I'm KillZomZone, and today we are talking about Kill Saga X Killer Ted, the movie. So, yeah, let's talk about this. So, as I've, mentioned before, I plan out a lot of things in advance, right? And so, I've been thinking about for a long time about how I wanted to go back to the crossover, the start of it all. I kind of just wanted to, maybe tweak it a little bit, right? Because to me, the first crossover has a special place in my heart, right? It's where all the characters that now see each other all the time came together for the first time to just be a team. And it was a ragtag team of characters. This started off, the team originally was only just Kill, Kessler, and Matt. It was only the original three. But then eventually, after this crossover, we incorporated Ted. And then obviously, as you know, when we got to the Syndicate crossover, it incorporated Dr. Nukenvote, making it the original five. And I'm not gonna lie, this crossover, even though, by all standards of measurement, in my opinion, there are crossovers that were filmed a little better, had a bit better acting, bit better effects for whatever effects I can do, better sound effects, better coloring grading and shit like that, and better HD quality in terms of the output, in terms of the editing software. Stuff like that, yeah, there are probably better looking crossovers that I've made. Yes, I would probably say the best in terms of looking crossover that I've made is probably, to this day, which I am currently making this after I've made the Saran crossover, the Puppet Master crossover, the Tournament crossover, the Warzone crossover, and the Syndicate crossover. Up until this point, I would say probably the best looking crossover is the Saran crossover. I would say that's probably the best one. And, even though that's the case, this crossover still just has a big place in my heart. And to think, I thought this was a way further out time ago. When I looked back, and I was like, I want to do this, movie, right? Where I tried to edit and tweak it a bit to make it a little better, by all standards of measurement. I was just how old is this crossover? And I look, and it's wow, this crossover is only 2 years old. And that's fucking crazy to me. The fact that the original crossover is only 2 years old. To think that we've gone through so much in terms of not only episodes, but character arcs and, crossovers, character arcs, and episodes. We've gone through so fucking much since the first crossover. If I'm not mistaken, we've hit about, I think since the original crossover, near almost 100 videos extra since the first crossover. That's crazy to me. Since the first crossover, we've had the Syndicate crossover, the Warzone crossover, the Saran crossover, the Tournament crossover, and the Puppet Master crossover is going to take place after this movie release, so I guess we won't count that, but that's 4 crossovers since the release of the original one. That's fucking crazy to me. It really is, and I fucking love it. I really do. So what did I do with this movie, right? So this movie, I spent a lot of time on it. I changed the coloring of it, so I tweaked the coloring, which was, it was alright. It was an alright task. It wasn't the hardest thing in the world, but it did take some time. I changed the coloring so that the blood would pop out more. I had to find the right tweaking of the coloring. It took a little bit of time, I'm not gonna lie. But I wanted to make the blood pop more. I wanted I wanted Ted and Dr. Nukenvope to pop more and their clothing to pop more. I wanted that to pop more, and I also wanted to, make the characters that are played by me and not look like zombies. Because I looked very pale back then. So I wanted to tweak it up a bit and whatnot. I edited some of the fight scenes to make them flow a little faster and whatnot. I did that. And I added some sound effects because the original crossover had no sound effects whatsoever. And that is also going to be displayed. I don't know if this video goes up before the trailer for this movie or after, but the point is that the original crossover had no sound effects whatsoever. All the sound effects were either just supposed to be in your imagination, or I made them with my mouth. So I took out those mouth-made sound effects and I put in actual sound effects. I put in some better effects, I put in some better lighting and stuff wherever I could. and stuff like that. And honestly, like, I really do like how it came out. It took me a few days to get it to where I felt comfortable uploading it, but I really do like how it came out. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and honestly, I contemplated doing that after the Syndicate crossover, because the Syndicate crossover, for those who don't know, it released in the August following, that year, because Killer Ted, Kill Saga X Killer Ted, the first crossover, released in 2019, October 4th, if I'm remembering off the top of my head. The following year, we worked up the entire year towards the Syndicate crossover, which was, in August. If I'm not mistaken, it was in August or September. I can't remember which one. But, I was contemplating uploading a movie variant of the original crossover after the Syndicate crossover had been released. And I had thought about it. I really did. But for whatever reason, I said no. And honestly, I'm glad that I waited till the 2-year mark, because since then I've learned how to do better lighting. I've learned to mix a little bit with the filters. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not, like, if you had to compare me to someone else, I'm probably not all that great. But for me, I'm getting a little better. So I've learned a lot of things in the last year due to how many videos I've had to edit. And so because of that, I feel like the video, quality came out a little bit better when dealing with this. And I do appreciate, I do like that it came out better than it probably would have if I would have edited and done this thing a year ago and not been as satisfied. But I do like how this came out, and I really do enjoy it. And I'm really hoping that when this comes out, that the few people that do watch it, because it's only going to be a few, let's face it, I do hope that the few that watch it really do enjoy it, because this crossover just still has a special place in my heart. And to this day, is up there as one of my favorite crossovers I've made. I would have to say, probably off the top of my head, my favorite crossover is the Saran crossover, and my second favorite is the original. Like, I love this crossover so fucking much. Like, this is the one that started it all, and I'm so happy that I got to be able to re-edit it again. But yeah, so that's what I have planned for this crossover, to, be made into a movie. I know I'm, like, stockpiling on so much stuff for Kill Saga and Killer Ted this year. Like, 2021 has been packed with videos for Kill Saga and Killer Ted, and I've loved it. And I've been thinking that what I might start doing is I might actually, even though it's not an anniversary for the Syndicate, I'm going to think on it. Maybe I'll wait till the 1-year mark for the Syndicate. Actually, no. It has hit the 1-year mark. I guess the 2-year mark I meant. I'll probably wait until... I have to think on it. I might do the 2-year anniversary for the Syndicate crossover and then release the Syndicate movie. Or I might release it, shortly thereafter, after the, Kill Saga X Killer Ted movie has some time to breathe. Probably release it after that and just go for it. Because I, have already planned out the finale, and maybe it would be nice to have all these movies, done right before the finale, and there you go. Have some binge watching for the series, and then the finale comes, and whatever happens there, happens there. But I really do hope you guys enjoy the movie. I put a lot of work into it. I put a lot of work into all these crossovers, but this is something I'm really proud of. I'm proud of all of them, but this, I'm really happy with how it came out, and I really hope you guys love it. But anyway, with that, guys, I'm just wanting to close, because I'm Zone, and I'm out for now. Peace.